All right. What's going on? Hey, what's up, Tiny? Good to see you here. Oh, just getting a little stressed out. Woo! All right. So, we did not stream yesterday. Today is February 15th, 2023. This is the day after Valentine's Day. And we did not stream yesterday. However, we did do some trading from about 11 o'clock a.m. to about 11:25 or so. Uh, and so we traded for about 20 to 25 minutes or so yesterday, and we were able to make around $1,000. I think it was 987.50 was the end result in paper yesterday, and then a couple $100 in our 50K eval, and a little bit of that money back that we lost pretty heavily on Monday in our 100K eval. So all in all, ended up still a decent day yesterday, even though we weren't here to be able to trade our normal stream hours and normal trade times. Let's go ahead and get the charts up. Thank you, Tiny. I appreciate that. Let's get the chart up here. Boop. And there. All right. Looks like a pretty wild day in terms of ups and downs. There is a possible 5,200 crossover coming in bound on the 1 minute chart, which you can kind of see right there where we're getting above the 50 right now. We're above the volume weighted average price. The 50 is working its way up above the VWAP as well. This actually looks like there's a rip potential right here off of 30 area. I'm going to try to join the bid. Tried to get in at 31.5. All right, we managed to get in at 31.25, and we put 34.50 as our exit point. I'm going to jump to the evaluation. Our high was up there at 42.50. I'm going to join the bid right here on the
order
eval.
Rejected.
Actually, I'm in the wrong account.
Order
We're in
filled.
the bid there at 32.25 on the 100K account. We're going to get out at 33 on this one.
Order filled.
Right, there we go. We got that on the 100K account. I'm going to jump to the 50K account. This is the new 50K. We made 276 and some change yesterday, almost 300. Potential pullback to like 30. Maybe a little far. Oh, maybe not. Join the bid at 31 with 4 contracts. We're going to get out 31.75. Just taking 3 ticks on this, or trying to anyway.
Order filled.
Got that? Okay, that puts us up $131.68 or so on the 50K account. And we're trading very small in the 100K account right now because we got really close to losing the account on Monday. And so we're just kind of working our way back to baseline on that one. Here's that rip that we were looking for. Let's switch back to one contract. I don't like that big upwick there. I'm going to take this profit off. If it'll let me out. Okay, so we ended up with 262.50. It's about $75 lower than we want to do, but you know, it's whatever. And so not bad. So we've been trading for about what, 4 minutes, and we've taken 3 trades. All winners. That's awesome.
Order filled.
On the bid there at 33.75, but I think it might be a little high. Looking for an exit at 34.50. Nope,
Order
worked
filled.
out for us. That puts us at $65.84 in profit on the day in the 100K account. Because I'm only taking 1 contract right now on this. Working our way back. We're still down about $444 or $440 in this account. Nice movement on the charts right now. This is a really opportune time for some bullish moves. So this is awesome. We've got some pullback now. I'm going to wait for that pullback to fully form. You can see that we've got the red dot forming there on the TTM on that cooling candle. We may get some pullbacks and right along the 200 moving average. If not, then we'll just probably just continue ripping. But it wouldn't bother me too much if we pulled back to around the 200. But as long as we hold this zone, or even some bounces off the 9 up here at 31 area, look pretty reasonable to me. I'm gonna get like dialed in real close here. I'm gonna reduce this to like 6 ticks, and I'm gonna join the bid right there. Got the entry at 30 and a quarter, and I'm looking for a bounce up to 31.75. It's pulling back just under 30. Like I said, pullbacks to about the 200 is probably what I'm willing to deal with. But the TTM is not looking great in terms of upward moves, but I'm trading more off the chart pattern than I am off the TTM at the moment, because I think that this has the potential to rip. We're getting about 3,500 to 4,500 contracts traded per minute. Coming to the evaluation side. Just gonna join the bid right here. Enter right on 30. I'm looking for an exit at 30.75. Hands over the cover button. This is a 3-minute pullback at the moment. Still looks kind of bullish. There's 20 seconds left in this candle. The peak of this, there's that trade. Okay, so we're up $98.76 inside of the 100K evaluation. There's that nice little rip there. We're up 487.50 in the paper account, and switching back to the 50K, which we're up 408 total in. We're up 138 or 131.68 on the day. Good day so far. Walked in at the right time. There's that cyan switch. This was what I was looking for. We've got this. I think a lot of people are going to be anticipating this 5,200 crossover here. Switching over to 8 ticks, and I'm going to join the bid right here. Hoping to get in around 32.50. It's kind of bouncing around on me. Entered in at 32.75, so a little above what we wanted to be in. I'm trying to get out there at 34.75. This last candle peaked at 35, so I think there is pretty good potential here. Switching this over to 4 contracts, and I'm try and grab the rip. Join the bid.
Order rejected.
It rejected my order. Am I on the wrong? Oh, because I'm on 14 contracts. In the bid, missed the entry. Damn, that 14 contract thing kind of screwed us. Entered long at 33 and a quarter. I wish we would have got the first trade. I like the first setup better. I'm hoping to get out of this at 34, but we are pulling back kind of heavily right now. I hope we don't need to cut this. 6 seconds left on this. 4, 3, 2. Damn. I like the first setup a lot better. Ooh. Bring that down to 33. Ooh, please don't make me cut this. Come on. I think I chased that one. I have my sell order just 1 tick above my buy, so that we can hope to get out with a little bit of profit. Came up and tapped our buy order, like where we our entry. I just wanted to get out of this one, hopefully break even or with profit. It's tapping it. It's not filling it though. Come on. Ugh, this one's stressful. TTM's kind of stacking up a little bit. That's at least good in our favor. We need these buyers to step in now. That's a really heavy pullback. Come on. Come on, buyers. Step in. Make that crossover happen. It's a really heavy pullback here. Two seconds left in this candle. Oh man, I gotta cut that. Oh, dude.
Order filled.
That was a horrible loss. Wow. You know what? It's just gonna come right back on us. It's just gonna come right back up. Now I gotta work my way out of that. Ooh, we were doing so well. It's because I chased it, man. It's because I chased that one entry that I missed, and look at that. I filled at the very bottom. I knew that would happen, man. Okay, so we're gonna have to work our way out of that. 861 is where the trailing is at. Major upwick on this one. Probably gonna get a huge rip. Ugh, that was horrible. It's all good. 5200 crossover is like super close. This one's down $600 or so. We gotta look at this in the longer frame. We got a 52 on the way on the longer time frame too.
Order filled.
Doing the bid here at 28.75. I'm looking to get out of 30.75. Try to work some of this back. So I'm looking to grab 8 ticks on this. Peak of this candle was 30.25. Got resistance at 30. 9 is dipping below the 12, so I don't really like that. We're popping down to the 200 moving average, or the 50 moving average. That I think that crossover actually needs to happen and take place. I'm gonna have to cut this trade too. We traded very well through here. I think I got cocky. I'm out.
Order filled.
Fat losses now. Number one, I got cocky. Number two, I chased this thing, and that it was the chasing that got me. And it looks like it's attempting to reject that crossover, at least for the moment. I'm gonna have to cut this trade. That's a lot of work back that we got to do, but it is what it is. That's part of the game. This is the way that it goes. I'm gonna take a deep breath. I think it was number one. I was trading a lot. I was trading really fast. So that's number two. Number three, I also was basically winning every single one of them and saw a lot of bullish action coming in. That was number three. And number four, I chased that one, which really was the thing that got me. It was that I chased that one that I missed because of that 14 contract thing. And yeah, just not great on that one. So we're gonna have to work our way back up. It's part of the process. I'm gonna have to wait for that full crossover to happen. At the moment, we've got this pretty major pullback here, pulling all the way down to 25 from 35. With pretty large volume to boot with it. 0.5 to 1.6 to 2.8 on the TTM. We dropped below the volume weighted average price. So we're gonna have to wait for a red to yellow. And I think that'll happen if we actually get this crossover. If you guys remember last week, we actually got a rejection of the 5200 crossover, which was one of the first ones I had ever seen, ever. It's just not a common thing to reject. And we actually got that rejection last week. And uh, yeah, I hope that this doesn't end up being the case, because if it is, then we got to switch to short strategy. Um, but I really don't want that to be the case. I honestly hope that we just get a red to yellow and then we get a 5200 cross. Join the bid here in paper. $1.6 to 2.7 to 3.5 toward the downside. I'm gonna cut this since it never filled anyway. Oh, great! It just randomly fills me. Apparently, I'm in a trade right now. Okay, that was like a break even, but with fees, obviously, it collects up funds. One of the things to note is that even though we were getting this rippage here, we never got any green dots. There's a little bit of rippage there. Rejecting on the VWAP. I got to look for that red to yellow move. I really think that's the play. 2.7 to 3.9, or sorry, 2.7 to 3.39 to 3.5. Came up and rejected at the 200 moving average. You can see right there that the 50 EMA and the 200 are diverged roughly like 50 cents. It's really not very much. 3.39 to 3.7 to 4.0. So we are getting some flattening on the TTM. We got that kind of doji at the top there, which means we could pull back to around this spot here, maybe an entry off of like 25.50 or so. I hope that we don't have to switch to short strategy. I really do hope that. It didn't fill me. .7 to 4.4. Cut that trade since it didn't even fill. And now apparently we're in a trade at 24.50. The amount of lag, though, it's just incredible, like unfathomable. Got kind of this bear shaped pattern here. So I'm just trying to have it let me out of this. There we go. We can see support forming there around 25. 3.7, 4.5 to 4.9 on the TTM. Currently still on the red side. And currently still below the volume weighted average price. I just think that we need to consolidate down here. I was pretty shocked. So this same thing happened last week where the 5200 actually rejected and did this big drop. And it literally did the same thing last week. And I've just not really seen it ever really do that. This is not a common thing. But I guess it's, a testament to the market that we're in. And we have to trade the market that we're in, not the market that we hope for. So 5 4.9. We're getting some leveling off there on the TTM. You can see some flashes of yellow. Look to join the bid here for that red yellow move. Obviously, we've been having a really difficult time getting filled on our simulator. We did get an entry off 2450. 4.9 to 5.0. Doji right here. Doji at the bottom would be preferred if we're going to doji. I reset my exit to 27. 5.1 to 5.0, looking a little bit better. Check for rejection there on the 200 moving average. There's a nice little rip up. Rip and pull. 5.1 to 4.7 on the TTM. We did get that trade on the paper side. So for me to feel more confident on the evaluation, I'm going to need to see this get above the volume weighted average price. We've got a possible crossover the 1226 there. 4.8 to 4.5 on the TTM 1 minute chart. Looking for an entry at 27 and a quarter. Doesn't look like it's going to give me an entry, but I'm actually going to reduce this down to 2 contracts. And enter long at 27.75. I'm going to look to get out at 29.75, but I'm actually going to reduce this down to 29. I'm going to reduce that down now to 28 and a quarter. I wanted to see that rip faster. So we did make a micro profit back. We're down $1,500 ridiculous dollars on the day in this account that we were very much up in. And I'm glad that I reduced that sell order because we did get that pullback there. And I can't really be dealing with trailing max. Trailing is at currently 354. So I got a long way to go to get this back. 4.8 to 4.3 to 3.6. We had such great trading in the beginning of the day. This rejection here really made me feel rejected, It's like middle school all over again. Oh my gosh. My charts. I'm so sorry, everybody. It'd be a lot easier to trade with me if you could see my charts. My apologies. Happens sometimes. Okay. Well, we did make a little bit back. What I was saying is that we kind of got caught up in this this drop here, and that really hurt our evaluation that we were trading so well on for the day. So we're gonna have to see if we can come back from that, and we got to watch out now for these guys because the market makers are out in force, and let's remember that they do make a market for us. The day looks incredibly choppy. If we take a look at this, you can see that this kind of drop has actually happened several times, where it's like we have these nice big runs and then just plummet. And That's what we got to watch out for, because I think that let's see, this was 1 move, 2 move, drop. 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 Okay, so it's kind of had a third move to it. Okay, everything's looking a little more up now. Let's see. I'll try and get an entry off of 28.50. Kind of moving without us. Jumping on the eval side.
Order filled.
2 contracts long at 28.75. And I've got my exit up there at 30.75. I'm going to reduce this down to 30. Which we did tap through this. This hit 30.25. There's 2 seconds left in this candle here. Looking to get out of 30. 20 seconds. Dropping down to 29.50. Oh,
Order filled.
We got our 30 fill. Made a tiny little bit back again. Down 14.18 on the day. Cannot believe that we did that. But it is what it is. You live and learn. Flew too close to the sun. Nine's above 12. We're coming into a potential 12.26 crossover. Got this thing. Yo, I don't know what they changed this month in the servers, but ever since February started, like TOS's speed has been terrible. Like end of January, really since 2023. Like up before that point, like I never had any problems. But just I don't know what it is about like the new year or something like that. Maybe it's the transition to Charles Schwab, but whatever it is, it just is so bad. Like ridiculously laggy. Yeah, we're up at 317 subs last I checked, and I do want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out. We do love and appreciate you guys very much. So the Optimistic Futures family is really that. It's a family that we are forging here and helping each other sort of level up and get to the next stage of their life, whether it's trading or their entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you're looking to do. We do talk pretty heavily about entrepreneurship, philosophy, and trading inside of our Discord community. We would love to have you guys there. Feel free to join. There's a link in the description. But that Discord community, I do share my results in there every day, my thoughts, my reflections, all those types of fun stuff. Getting a pullback on the hope you guys can see. Yeah, okay. We did reject again. And so we really gotta just watch out for these rejections. You look at this once again, 1 move, pullback, 2 move, drop. So we're seeing kind of like we're getting the 1-2 and then getting hit with the uppercut on the other side. So it's like we get the 1-2 in the move, and then we got that uppercut that knocks us right back down. And so that's kind of what I'm seeing in terms of this crazy choppiness in the market today. Once again, I feel terrible that I did that. But we actually rejected, if you look at right here, we rejected 34.5, almost 35. several times. Like this whole section was a rejection there. This whole section had some rejection there, but also mainly rejection around 33 or so. Then this same section, this same section was the same thing as this last section. And then we've also been getting bounces off the band. So it's kind of definitely like a very, very difficult trading day. I think that I just kind of walked in on the middle of one of these 1-2 step rips. When I walked in here at 7:30, we were basically right here, and we were getting this rip, and that's why we were able to take so much profit in the very beginning. I just didn't expect or foresee that kind of rejection, especially with that 5,200 being so close inbound. And like I had said, I'd never really seen that reject over the last couple of years since really that whole time since I've been trading. But last week it did it, and it's doing it again today. So it's really really fascinating, just the amount of volume that's out today, but also at the same time with that volume that's out, how little conviction the market has. It's incredibly sideways, and it's just a testament as to how much market makers actually keep the market alive. Sometimes it feels like it's on life support because of the way that they do this. But it is what it is. We're still about 50 cents or so away. This one's at 27. This was at 27.30. So it's like a one tick away. Oh, nice, dude. So that was one of our members in our group. Just typed in the chat, overnight cash money. Looks like he got some nice trades over the night. But I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about with our Discord community. It's a community really for like-minded individuals who are happy, positive, and looking to grow. That's the main thing. Are you looking to grow as a person? If you are, join the Optimism Futures Discord community. No, I'm not trying to sound like that, but it's true. I mean, that's what we're here for. That's what we're about. Got an entry here off 27.50, and I'm looking for a move up towards 30 yet again. We did get a cyan switch there. I'm gonna jump to the 50K evaluation side, and I'm gonna reduce this down to probably 5 ticks. And I'm going to try to join the bid right here. I think I might have just missed it. I'm not going to make that mistake again, though. Putting that entry there at 28. It's kind of compiling here. Okay, so we're taking an entry at 28. And I'm looking to get out at 29.25. This one peaked at 29. We've got 10 seconds left in this candle. We did get a cyan switch. We've got buyer volume coming in. Just looking to get out at 29.25. Take a profit.
Order filled.
Probably go up. We made 1 tick on that. So we could have got out towards potentially. Yep, there it is. That was the rip. Whew. It's an emotional thrill ride today. Trailing max is down pretty significantly on the day. 465 on the trailing max, but we're down 1,400. There's that rip. So, okay, so a couple of things that I noticed about this is that the cyan switch is working nice and powerful. It looks like this 5,200 crossover did finally happen. I'm going to see if I can get an entry here off about 30.5. Okay, entered long at 30.5 on the paper side. I'm looking to get a 31.25. Pulling back some here. Don't know which way to go. Kind of running without me a little bit. Well, actually, all the bits. I'm glad that we reduced our size I think it makes more sense for the market that I'm trading right now. And also just to bring this back because we have a long way to push back up. A lot of sell coming in right now. One second left in this candle. Brand new candle forming now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green in a row. I'm very sketched out to take trades now after the ridiculousness. Oh my gosh, look at that. Ridiculous rip. Wow. Definitely could have kept my original trade there at 29 and a quarter. Didn't need to cut that. But frankly, I should have gone in way heavier. But because it rejected the 5200 crossover for like most of the day, like you know, just I didn't know if it was going to reject again. Ripping all the way to the upper band. I'm going to clear some of these old drawings out. Anything over 2 days is fine. Actually, let's drop this down to 1 day. No, I don't know. Seems like it's holding these areas decently. These resistance zones that we had originally put in. There's just too many green candles in a row for me to trust this. Especially just the way the price action's been on the day. You know, like this was 10,500 contracts traded through the market. So if we put like an average of like 4130 and multiply that by 10,500, that's $43 million being traded on this one candle alone. That doesn't mean it was 43 million buys, like $43 million worth of buys, but $43 million being moved through the market right here. Somebody's looking for liquidity, and they're looking for cash flow, and the market makers are making that happen. Which is, you know, like I said, I think that's a good thing. I think that I think the market makers provide us opportunity. 3.2 to 4.2 to 5.1 on the TTM 1 minute side. I'm gonna take a look at some of the longer time frames. So we still don't have any green dots here, and we haven't had any all the way back since this drop here at like 650. Getting kind of a decent sized upwick on this. Pullbacks to like 35. I'm gonna look to join the bid here at 35.50. This could just rip down. That's why I'm doing this in the paper side of things. And I'm looking to get out at not 37.50. I'm gonna look to get out 36.50. 35 may act as support and resistance. 2.8 to 4.2 on the TTM3 with a possible 5200 cross on the TTM3. I'm going to take a look at the 5 minute chart. So 2.5 to 2.87 to 3.9. That's such a major jump. All right, getting back into the 1 minute chart. 5 minute also has a 5200 cross on the way. Potential cross. $42.25 still the high of the day. It's like we got that trade that we were trying out on the paper side. does look like we're approaching a 5200 crossover on the 5-minute chart. It's actually really pretty close. Very choppy on the day, but all right. What do I want to do here? Go back to about the 9 EMA seems kind of reasonable. We've got this sort of flag forming right here. You can see that was a really nice kind of move right there off that downward push. It's 10 seconds left in this candle. We've got $50 or so to make back for the paper account. Everything just like stalled on me. Yo, TOS, man. Give us some bandwidth. Throw this on a new server. Preferably a solid state one. Can get filled there. Now watch, 5 minutes later we'll be in a trade that we didn't know about. I'm gonna actually speaking of which, I'm gonna go over here. So look at these lag spikes. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna clear the cache of this. So if you in TOS, this is a little hack here. If you go to the help button and then you click this collect garbage, it doesn't confirm with me. I think I turned that off. It'll actually make it so that there's less lag spikes because there's, like, you can see the memory kind of stacks up, and so when you do this collect garbage function, it like more or less just gets rid of some of this stuff, and it does make your chart slightly more responsive. It's not like amazing, but oops. I'm gonna make an attempt here to just go short of 36.50 and see what happens. Basing that off of number one, the resistance, but number two, the TTM kind of leveling down, or leveling off rather. And I'm just trying to get out around 35.75. I'm in short on 36.75. All right, so we got that profit. I'm actually back to flat on the day, so it's kind of nice. Flat on the day, I mean, minus fees out of 11 trades. So we took that base off that level off there on the TTM. All the moving average indicators are in bullish for at the moment. Really shocked at just how intense that pullback was, and I'm just grateful that we didn't lose our account on that. Still up 98 in the 100K account. We have a long way to go just to get our trailing max back to 2,000. With this here, I mean, like, we got to watch out for the sort of like accumulation and pop and drops, because that's kind of what I've been seeing in the market, is that sort of those accumulation patterns where then we all of a sudden get these like major rips or major dumps, and so that's major dumps, major drops, I should say. But that's really, I guess, what I'm kind of looking out for, is seeing if there's extreme accumulation happening. Flat is better than Big Red. I've never had flat gum, but if I did, I'm sure it'd be better than Big Red. I'm just messing around. Oh, that all red screen. Yeah. So if you click the help button on Thinkorswim, let me pull it up here. If you click the help button, it's basically your cash. So you click this, and then you click collect garbage, and it'll reduce the wear and tear of what this TOS is. A pretty load heavy, as with most platforms. It's a pretty load heavy function, so this will reduce the amount of RAM that is actually being used at the moment. It was like a thing that I played with once. All right, there's that big heavy pullback. I can see this pulling back to the EMA 35, just right there at 31 and a quarter. So I might look for an entry off of like 33.50. I guess we'll try going short at 33. I think it's moving too far down. Although it would have been a nice short. From 36 down to 32.50. We may get some bounces here on the EMA 35. I think that one thing that I could really do to mitigate my risk on the day is go back to this spike here. One thing that I could do to mitigate my risk on the day is more or less take the if I look at this, the red yellows they're working, but not as well as they do on more bullish days. But the cyan switch on the day is working really solidly. I mean, look at each cyan switch on the day is working really quite well. So that's two of them that we can draw from. Let's take a look at this one here. This cyan switch didn't do much, but that was before the open. This one's after 5:30, which in my opinion is kind of when futures really take off. So this cyan switch worked on the day. This red to yellow did not work. This red to yellow worked, but mainly this cyan switch worked. But it did get a fat pullback there under VWAP. Very choppy today. It is like, it's not the worst I've seen it. I've seen some days where it's just like impossible to predict which direction it's going. But I don't want to say impossible because that's just not something I believe in. But there's some days where it's just ridiculously challenging to determine the direction. It's not as difficult to determine direction on the day with today, but it's more like it's more about the insane volume drops, where it's like, we're going from what 2,100 to 4,300 to 3,700 to 10,500. And so it's just that's kind of crazy to me. When they do those like massive buys all at once. Getting a little bounce off the EMA 35, which is a strategy that we've talked about in the past. By the way, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, please make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It does really help the channel grow, helps the community grow, helps the optimistic futures grow. It also really helps people who are maybe kind of sick and inundated with the news cycle and the toxicity that is like constantly being fed to us through social media. Maybe they want to break from that. They just want to be in a place where people are being more optimistic and just taking a look at life from a perspective that maybe not everything sucks all the time. So when you like and when you subscribe, really like that's a like for optimism. Like that's a like for happier, healthier people and happier, healthier minds. So yeah, like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and join up in our Discord community. Also, guys, too, if you're looking to earn funding in the futures market, I would love to have you guys check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are awesome. We've been streaming now for almost an hour, and we haven't even mentioned these guys. This is where I'm looking to earn funding in my futures trading prop firm. I've tried a couple of other ones. This is personally, in my opinion, the one that I'm really happy with. Now, one thing to note, they're currently running a 1-year anniversary 65% off BOGO sale. It's just absolutely ridiculous what they're offering here. But you can see right here, anniversary celebration, BOGO 65% off sale. So when you use the link in the description and the promo code JSBEST, that's JSBEST, you'll actually get 65% off of any of the evaluations that you see here. Now, they've got some kind of non-traditional plans, which I love about them. And I'm just going to walk you through a few of them here. Number one is the one-step evaluations. These guys are awesome. This is one of the ones that I'm working on. These are very simple, straightforward. It's one step. You trade for 5 days minimum, and you can select as low as $10,000 and as high as 300 grand. So you can be trading with the equity of an entire house. Personally, I'm working on the 50K, but I think the 75K is also a really good deal because it's only a difference of a couple of dollars. It's not a difference of $20 because of the deal. By the way, that 65% is locked in for life until you earn funding. So the 50K right here, this one is you go from 165 and you drop it down to 57.75. And the other one being 185, you drop that down to 64. So for $7 more, you can get access to $25,000 more, as well as 2 more contracts. So 50K eval is what I'm working on. This allows me 8 contracts in the mini. I don't really trade that much. I usually trade 4. And then this is a $3,000 profit target, $2,000 max trailing drawdown, which you saw that we're working on today. I'm also working on a static drawdown, which is a 100K. That's what I'm working on. This is also dropped down to $47 right now when you use that link. This allows me 2 contracts in the mini, profit target of $2,000, and a max drawdown, not a trailing max, just a straight up $625. If I lose more than $625 off of the initial 100K, then I fail the evaluation. So I try to make sure that not only above 100K, but that we're staying in profit. So this one right here, also one of my favorite plan styles. Then there's the traditional thing that you'll find at most prop firms out there, especially some of the longer established ones, and that's the end of the day drawdown. These ones allow you to have a max drawdown as well as a daily loss limit. So you have to keep track of a couple different loss limits with these ones. This is the more traditional style that you'll find out there. Then they also introduced a brand new plan that I've not seen at any prop firm, which is called Diamond Hands. This allows you to hold positions overnight and weekends. Very different than what is out there in the marketplace. And this is heavily discounted right now. This goes from $365 down to $127. So you save over $200 on this. What is that savings? $237.25. How much you save? So you save like a ridiculous amount of money. If you guys would like to earn funding in the futures market, personally, in my own personal opinion, these guys are the best, and that comes from trying other prop firms. They allow me the ability to trade with Trade-Evate, TradingView, anything in the Rhythmic network, and NinjaTrader. Most prop firms only give you access to NinjaTrader, which if you've ever used it, it can be a beast. Trade-Evate is my preferred because it's just quick and easy. Like honestly, I don't need all those like crazy bells and whistles. I just need something that is functional and that fits my strategy, and I love Trade-Evate for that. But I also really like TradingView because it has such an amazing network and community of people. Which, by the way, Elite Traders Funding also has their own Discord community. See right there, which a lot of the prop firms don't do, which surprised me. But you know, it's I think it's one of those things that's kind of just Discord is more of like newer in the last 5 years for a lot of companies to use, and I think that companies haven't really adopted to what the users want. They're kind of just stuck in their ways a lot of the time, I see, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, guys, check them out. Use the link in the description. Promo code JSBEST. That'll lock in that lifetime discount for you. We are getting a really nice bounce off that EMA 35. We're coming up hitting that resistance area, but we're getting a brand new science switch. So I'm going to look for an entry. I wanted to get an entry a little earlier. Try for 37. Pull back to like 30. Our entries there is 37. We're getting that cyan switch. No green dot on it. I'm looking at it at 38. I'm going to jump to the eval side, and I'm going to reduce this down to 3 ticks, and I'm going to look for an entry. Join the bid there off of 35.50. I'm looking to get out 36 and a quarter. Going back to 3 tick scalping.
Order filled.
Okay, we got that trade. Now down 13.37 in this account. 5.31 on the trailing max. Still got a long way to go to correct ourselves from that massive drop that took place. That we got stuck in right here, unfortunately. But it's all good. So we got that doji at the top. We're coming up, and you can see this resistance area that we're finally breaking through. We're going to likely come up here and test these highs. We did get that trade on this side. We're up 150 in the paper side now. So we're back to green. I think our peak of the day was like 487.50 or something. We had to really fight our way back. Gratefully, the market fought its way back as well. Watch out for resistance there at 40 potentially. Our high of the day is like 42. I'm gonna take a look at the 3-minute chart. Coming up, tapping 40. 41.40 there. I'm worried that it'll just like dump down to like 35. So this was 11,418 contracts traded in the last 3 minutes, which is not like, that's not like overly aggressive. So this cyan switch did get a green dot, 0.8 to 1.3. So I think this does have pretty good potential to come up and test those highs there at 42 and a quarter. Let's see. Pulling back to 38. I'm going to look for an entry here at 38. Kind of moved a little without me. It's pulling back. Okay, so 5,200, 6,100 on this big red candle. Rejecting that upper band of the view up. It pulled back. So this is exactly what I was worried about. Was that rejection there off of 40 and pulling all the way, like dumping down to 35. You guys remember I said that just a few minutes ago. And I'm going to cut this trade because that's no fun. And it looks like we may continue on that downward drop. Now down 412.50 after fighting our way back, right back into red. But it's kind of my fault for taking a trade kind of near the highs. So $6,100 to 6,400 in volume. I've been having a difficult time through February. I've been like really up and really down. So a lot of volatility in my own trading this month. You know the markets, man. Sometimes it's a love-hate relationship. Just gonna check in with y'all. How's everyone's doing? We are what we think, if we think it long enough. Yeah, that's true. And also not just about the time frame in which we think it, but also the energy that we come at it with. And something that's really fascinating about energy too, like when you have two people, like one person fully aligned around a specific thought, can, provided that it is done with like love, can exponentially this is gonna be like getting into the whole like energy spectrum type thing, but y'all know that that's where I'm at. I mean, that's where I've lived. That's the only way that I've survived through through all of the times that I've died and all of the times that I've been on life support and all of the times that I've gone without oxygen for 40 plus minutes and all the other fun times. But like love and sort of the energy that we put towards that can exponentially make our thoughts significantly more powerful. Now, here's a fascinating thing, right? One person can maximize their thought up to 7x on the magnetic spectrum, but two people, it goes from 7 to 49. And that's because it becomes 7 times 7. It creates it becomes exponential when two or more people are approaching something with the same sort of energy and the same sort of love. And it's pretty fascinating because humans, our energies can commingle and interact, and we know that thoughts have frequencies. We know that scientifically. Like it can be measured, it can be data tested. There's tons and tons of data on this from a scientific perspective. This is not like a philosophy. This is fact. There is actual fact on this, that thoughts have frequencies and they can be measured and they emit magnetic frequencies. It's absolutely amazing in my opinion. It's mind-bogglingly awesome. And when you have two or more people, it becomes exponential if they're focused on that same sort of attraction point of that sort of that energy that they're looking to attract. It's absolutely amazingly fascinating to me. Um, and the energy behind the thought is extremely important. This is so true. Because you know, you could be like, I love you. and it is a total crap. But you know, if you're like actually genuinely like, look, I really love you guys. I really do. Like, you guys mean a lot to me. You know, like that makes a major difference. Just take a look at the charts here. We're still kind of riding low on those off that rejection there. Really, it's kind of rejecting the upper band of the VWAP was what it did. Now we're just coming down, riding along the EMA 35, not doing a whole lot. Very sideways, very choppy. Enjoying the bid right there. Looking for an EMA 35 bounce. I wonder if it will actually let me out. It like went right past my limit order, but didn't actually fill it. Like, what is that about? Okay, I filled it. Made 150 back on that one. Try to join the bid there at
Order
we
filled.
did get the entry. Looking to exit now at 36. Try to join the bid there at 35 and a quarter, but I was trying to get it on that pop and not really the way that it's moving now. But it looks like it's going to be okay.
Order filled.
Got that exit. Trailing max is now at 597 out of 2000. So I gotta get that trailing max back up. With this sort of like heavy rejection, I think there's probably a lot of cautiousness entering into the market. I think traders are going to be more cautious on the day. A lot of stuff. I start talking about energy and whatnot. We see viewers drop off. His actions were get confused. I think it's long, but not sure. Yeah, you could say I hate you to a baby, but as long as it's said, love energy, the baby doesn't know. We did this to my niece, lol. Yeah, but remember also too what I said, Tiny, is that like, or at least you know, I mean, y'all can think for yourselves, and I hope that you do. But I believe personally that words have power. Like words themselves carry with them their own weight and their own energy and their own connotations. So I think that that really makes it does matter, does make a difference. Words, you know, words are spells. I mean, they're like the way that we cast our thoughts and fears and all that stuff, our doubts, our loves, and you know, the way we talk about ourselves creates ourselves. You know, the way that we think and feel about ourselves. Like, remember, at least in my own personal opinion, I don't believe that we find our identities. I think that was some just marketing garbage that was sold to us. I think that we create our identities. And if it wasn't marketing garbage, then somebody was confused to begin with, in my own personal opinion. I think someone was just confused and they were like, oh, I gotta find myself. Like, nah, you gotta create yourself, not find yourself. Like, why are you looking for, like, you can't find yourself. You're already there. Like, you can't find what you're looking for outside of yourself. It's always gonna be inside. And the more that you do, the more that we try to find ourselves outside of ourselves, the more we find ourselves lost a lot of the time. Considering taking a long here based solely off the TTM and off of this sort of U-shaped pattern that you can see forming here. So it's kind of a cup and handle happening. Pulling back. Let's see, there's 1 second left in this candle. Tried to join the bid at 37.75 and it just came down, touched it, but didn't fill it. I think that this has a good opportunity here for some longs. I just need to find the right entry and exit. You can see sort of a cup and handle. This may end up as an ABCD pattern, but I actually think that we kind of already did the ABCD pattern right here. There's the A, the B, the C, and this is on the D part of it, which is presenting as a cup and handle. There's the push up. This entered, but entered at the very height of that candle. Come on. And I guess I did hit buy market, but I hit buy market like when it was much, much lower. I don't normally do market orders, pretty much only do limit, but watch out for a double top and rejection potential. So here's the cup. We may get the handle. The handle might pull us back down to about 36 or so. Now we could just continue to rip on because we did get the ABCD pattern. My guess is this is going to be the rip on because of the ABCD. Throwing a resistance point there at 4140. Now we've been rejecting 4150 all month. Like if I go back the last, take a look at 10 days, you can see along this area here. Where's 4150? Right there. Along this area, we rejected here, broke through it a little bit, dropped down heavy, rejected all of these days. These are 30-minute. This is on the 30-minute chart. This whole time rejected like 4150 zone. So we're gonna have to keep an eye out for that. I do think that there is potential though to go up and tap it. We're about to hit the highs of the day. I'm gonna put this actually at like 10 ticks, and I'm gonna try and get in at 42. All right, I'm looking to get out at 44.50. Just have to watch out for those massive dump downs. I've got to get really like good at anticipating these sort of longer rips, because this right here, this whole area could have potentially brought me back up out of the zone that I was in. I'm gonna cut this. I'll just put it at like 42 and a quarter. All right, I got out. It does look like it's going to continue. It is tapping and making new highs, which you can see right there. So we're $1 above the highs, but this is what I was worried about. Just some pullback here. Some pullback is normal. These kind of pullbacks are not. Like these are really heavy pullbacks, and basically you can see that for a lot of these trades, like we're having really strong upward movement and then it just crashes down. And it's those crash downs that honestly, like that's what really kind of screwed this account today. Our trailing max is at 597, but earlier on in the day, I mean, we were, up like 450 on the day, like on the account, not on the day. Well, we can actually take a look at the history of the day. We've had 11 winning trades, 8 winning trades out of 11. Our accuracy is 72, and our losses is 27%. but we had that major loss there, where it was like a loss of over 1,000. So we're basically going to be working our buns off in order to get that back. It was 750 plus 375. This was like one trade, I think. So that's the situation with this one. We do have the capability of coming back from this, but all right. So we got a doji at the top. We double top there on the highs, more like triple top. These two were double, and then that one came up, made a new high on a red candle. If we do pull back, let's see, pull back to 40. Kind of a rough trade day for me. Been up and down on trade days. I've been staying alive in the markets, and I've been slowly grinding this account up. But it's been a grind this month for sure. March likely has a lot of capability of being even more crazy. Head and shoulders there. I was actually thinking the same thing, Pawn. I was actually looking at that as well. So that's what I was saying. Like you got them double and even triple top up there at the high. So I think that there is a lot of opportunity. I didn't even see that you joined in. So it's so focused on the charts these last, like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Let's see. Just getting followed up with the comments. Um, So, sorry guys, I was just getting caught up, caught up on everything. We are pushing up towards that 45. So I was actually worried that we would actually get a dump down right here. But my original trade order was out to 45, but I think that we have room up to 50 is really kind of the area that I was mentioning earlier that we have room up to. But I am very just like, I'm so cautious and hesitant now after all those dumps. I think that honestly, market makers kind of, to a degree, kind of shoot themselves in the foot because I think that they lose liquidity when they do those kinds of moves, because I think that they essentially over time, like, people are like, yo, I don't trust this, or I don't trust that. But also at the same time, like, to have a winner in a market, you also need to have. I don't necessarily agree with the idea that you need to have a winner and a loser, but I don't really see another way for the transaction to happen in terms of trading. In economy, I believe that no deal is worth making unless it's a win-win-win. That means you win, the company wins, and the customer wins. All three parties win. And if the customer doesn't win and everybody else along the way, what's the point in even doing the transaction? Because I really believe that there is the vehicle of negative money, not necessarily a deficit, but a spiritual deficit. There's been purchases I've made in my life where I'm extraordinarily excited and happy to make that purchase. And the person on receiving is happy that I'm happy, and they're happy that they were able to provide that service. And then their company made money, and everybody wins. But then I've also had other purchases too, where somebody like convinced me of something, and then I bought it, and then I was like, man, why did I do that? And then they're happy-ish because they got paid, but I'm unhappy. So then I'm just unhappy and out my money. And so I can think that the only transaction even worth doing is a win-win-win. It's got to be a win on all sides, otherwise it's a lose-lose. Like lose on all sides. So I wonder if 45 is going to be our peak. We do have pretty... I can see the TTM's leveling off on the 5-minute chart. This is a brand new 5-minute candle. It just formed a minute ago, so it's not enough information. But if we were to pull, but we are above the upper band of the VWAP. And you saw what happened. So here was the above the upper band of the VWAP, pull back to about 30 from 35 or from 37, 38 area. And we pulled up to 40s, which was above the upper band of the VWAP, pulled back again to the 9 EMA. Now we're ripping above the upper band of the VWAP again. I wonder if we're going to pull back to the 9 EMA, which is right down around 40. I'm going to just test this theory, and I'm going to go short here off 45. I could be completely wrong. This could just go up to 50. And there's a pretty high probability that I am wrong. But we are above the upper band of the VWAP. And I'm just looking to get out at 42.50. There's a cooling candle forming. This could turn into a flag and then another rip. How many rips have we had since this cup and handle? Take a look. Here was the cup and handle. There's the ABCD pattern that we talked about. There's the cup and handle. So this was move 1, move 2, now pull back. TCM looking like it's more leaning towards the downside. If we do pull back, we've been bouncing and riding along the 9 EMA pretty well today, but we are above that upper band of the VWAP. That does matter pretty significantly sometimes, because a lot of times when we get above that, we get some rip downwards so that it gets back into that volume weighted average price. What was the volume on this big candle? 6,100. Trying to rush to get one now. Oh, wow. All right, so we are up in this trade. It's bringing us back to break even. Watch out for so I'm in a short right now. I'm looking to get out at 42.25. I might just take the profit right there. Puts us back in profit on the day. Probably not after all the trades. 6.2 to 5.8 to 5.3 on the TTM. So getting some cooling down. I could see us cooling down to about the EMA 35, which is down here at 39.50. We've got this sort of flag forming here. I'm going to pull this chart out a little bit. So almost looking like a head and shoulders pattern, which you saw Pawn talking about there in the comments. Head and shoulders would be like this long section here would be shoulder 1, then this would be the head, and then we would kind of get some fall down and support along this line, and then fall down again. We're very much in bullish form with that 5200 cross. Did we ever get that 5-minute 5200? Yeah, we did. We got it there at 8:30. Right there. When we ripped off 35. Market's going up. No reason to think it could ever go down. $5.4 to 5.1 to 4.7. 5.1 to 4.7. That's momentum of 4. Toward the downside. Getting some hammer candles and some fills. It was a really nice move there off the 9 EMA bounce. 43. So we've been streaming now for about an hour and a half, and I want to thank all of y'all for chilling here. If you are hanging out and you do like this kind of content, please make sure you like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. We do have a very slow growing, but still growing community of like-minded individuals that are focused on the sort of the optimism of life, the philosophy of life, as well as entrepreneurship and futures trading and other kinds of trading as well. But that's another thing too. Like, you know, if you guys have any questions about entrepreneurship, like I was a digital marketer for about a decade, and have helped a lot of people create 6 and even 7-figure businesses. So if you guys have questions, by all means ask. You know, you can drop them in our Discord community though, not necessarily here on the chat. Although I wouldn't mind answering some questions like that here too. So I'm looking for a pullback to around the upper band of the VWAP. I'm going to go short here. I'm going to jump to the evaluation side. And I'm also going to look to go short maybe off of 43 and a quarter. Maybe not. I think there's a probability that we're going to fall down, but I want to wait for some confirmation. So market officially going green on the day by $1.50. Do have reasonable amount of sells coming in there. You can see right there in the bulls bears. So the order flow is definitely toward the downside. Guess I should have taken that short in the evaluation, but just wasn't exactly what I wanted to see, so I didn't take it. I'm taking this trade off if I can get out. Currently up about 300 or so in it. Continuing to fall down. Watch out for, well, I'll be watching out for support off the EMA 35 for a moment. I do think that this is going to trend towards the downside, up for 1250 on the day. So almost back at our maximum. We may get a bounce off that EMA 35, so I'm not going to be looking to go short there just yet. But you can see sort of the head and shoulders that Pawn was mentioning forming in here. I see it too. We've got 9 is trying to get below the 12. They're like at the same position. 1, 2, 3, 4 minute pullback so far. This pullback was on 4,700 contracts. This one's 3,600. 9 is dipping below the 12. Reduce this down to about 6 ticks. And I'm going to look to go short at 42. Scratch that. I'm not going to do that. So we did pull back to below the upper band of the VWAP, which was, I think, to be expected. Now the real question is, does it bounce off the EMA 35 and go back into a rip? Does it pull back to the 50 and go back into a rip? Or does it fail all this and drop back down towards the VWAP? So that's the real question that is at hand here. If we do continue to pull back, I would look for 35 as support and bounce area. Currently, though, we're at the 50 EMA, which can act as pretty strong support, as being evidenced right there. We've got 9 below the 12, which gives us that downward momentum. And then we've got a 26 crossover, potentially inbound towards the downside. We've also got red showing up on the TTM as well. So that would have been a nice short off of 45 down to 40, which we talked about but did not take. Now we just got a 12.26 crossover towards the downside. 9 is below the 12. Enter short off 38. Might just bounce here though. 0.5 to 1.5 on the TTM. My exit is at 36.50. I'm going to reduce that down to 37. If we get a yellow candle on the CTM, then it's over. I'm going to cut this. 39.50. Yeah, I'm out. Lost to 262.50 on that one. 0.5 to 1.3 to 2.0 on the TTM on the red side. You can see that we did kind of hold support on that EMA 50, which is this is a strategy that I talk about sometimes. Now, you can see that head and shoulders form is forming right now. So here's shoulder 1, here's the head, and we may get some bounces along this EMA 50, but ultimately we're likely going to get a pullback down to about 35 or 30. I'd say probably closer to 30, maybe like 33. But in order for that to happen, we need to go through the cycles of drops and bounces. So if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. We have worked up well past the 300 point now. Now we were gaining some momentum. I did take yesterday off in order to be with family, but I'm pretty much here every day, Monday through Friday. It's kind of rare that I take time off, but I do take time off, and the reason why I do is because I believe this is a marathon, not a sprint. And I want to be able to be in here for the long haul, not necessarily to be in here to, get burnt out. So I'm not trying to do all that. So I really put a lot of focus on taking time off because I think it's incredibly important to actually your overall mental state in the time frame that you are able to participate in what you're trying to achieve. Let's see, 2.1 to 3.0 to 3.7. We dipped below the 50 EMA. Now, are we just going to get another rip up here up to like 40s or like 42, 43? There's pretty strong divergence on the 12 and 26. This is going from 3.0 to 3.7 on the GTM on the red side. We're about 20 seconds out to a new candle. We're short off 38.75. And I'm going to take that profit. Took one tick on there. I took that profit because I just kind of saw it peeking up a little bit. 3.7 to 4.2. I'm going to take some breaths. So I could have held that short. Here is the other shoulder. Big drop down. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Wow. So I said down to about 30. I did not expect that to happen in one candle. Dude, that's crazy. Man. Wow. So going from 38 on that candle all the way down to the 200 moving average at 33. Or 30 rather. So a drop of $8. What is that? 160 ticks? Or 32, 160. Math. 32 ticks. Why did I think 160? Just wanted to be like, where's your head at? So those 9,400 contracts traded. Getting this move towards the downside for that head and shoulders area there. So 10 minutes ago, we were at 45. Now we're down at 34. How y'all doing? You guys red, green, blue? Yeah, I think that's the right shoulder for sure. The cup and handle looks like a ladle to you. Yeah, I know. That's just it, Paul. I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, how do I actually be in these things to take that much advantage? I guess that a trailing max drawdown or something like that, or a trailing stop loss or something like that would have been a really nice thing to do. But I don't use trailing stops because a lot of the time I'll just get stop hunted, and so I don't. If it breaks down, it could go all the way to the start of the arm. Yeah, that's exactly what it did. Isn't that crazy? Man, my nose is stuffy today. All right, so TTM's been pretty useful today. Not as useful as it is some days, but it's still been pretty useful today. $4.8 to 5.5 to 6.1 to 6.3. All right. I don't know what I want to do with this now. We're green on the day slightly. 187.50 on the paper side. The 50K account, we got wrecked on one of those drops, which was horrible because we were up $400 or $500 in the account, but we got wrecked on one of those candles, lost over 1,000. and then took like 2 more losses after that. Did make a good amount of it back, but still down 1270 or so on the day on that candle or on that account. But we're doing okay in the 100K today, up 98.76 there. Haven't really taken any more trades. I think on that one I took 3 trades, 3 or 4, but I was only trading 1 contract. We took 3 trades, and we took a total of 6 contracts. No, we didn't. We were taking 1 contract trades. 37.50, 37.50, 37.50. Yeah. So this one we got pretty wrecked on our first day. We're getting a red to yellow right now. Obviously, I don't trust it after that like major drop. And the fact that we're on the other end of the head and shoulders pattern. So this drop, this was where we got wrecked on the account. It's right here. And on this one, we had this big drawdown, and then it basically ran along this 25 zone before ripping well past it. Ripping up basically $20 over an hour or so. So I guess the question is, are we going to stay above the volume and average price? One thing that I've noticed in the past is that when this 200 moving average begins to get above the VWAP, it's sort of like, and I don't have back testing for this. So this is just something, a pattern I've noticed, but nothing that I've tested yet. So I want to make that clear. But one thing I've noticed is that when this 200 simple moving average gets above the VWAP, we're approaching the end of the moves. And you can see here was the end of the move really right here. And the crossover happened for that. So this is at 55. The crossover happened 10 minutes before that. Right here about 8:45. And the more that it like diverges from the VWAP, the more likely we are to continue to the downside. Vice versa, when we see the 200 get below the VWAP, a lot of the time we'll see that sort of opposite effect. This is not something I've tested, and I'm not going to profess it as a strategy, but it's just something that I've noticed. This was actually only below it for a few minutes, for about 40 minutes or so, more like 30. See if there's any ops showing up. Is Pawn still here? Pawn still hanging out? Pawn, just a question for you. You started your day down bad down 250 in the eval, but throughout that 2 plus 213 on the day. Yeah, that's cool. That's good, man. If you can do a couple $100 a day, I mean, you'll get there. But the reason why I asked if Pawn was still here, because I know that you trade the like head and shoulders type stuff a lot. How did like after the end of the head and shoulders, like we got the left shoulder, we got the head, we got the right shoulder. What do you typically do after that? That's a question that I realize that I don't have the answer to. So I want to ask you because I know that you trade that setup a lot or setups that are similar to that. So I just wanted to ask you because I've seen that from your own trade styles. 200 EMA on SPY might hold it up. No, we'll have to see. Yeah, I was kind of seeing as well that it may stay above VWAP, but you can see that like so. Number one, you can see that we're getting the red to yellows on the TTM, which does act pretty well as bullish moves, but you can see that we are pulling down pretty heavily when we do pull down. There's a lot of volume happening that is pushing that down as well, but we did bounce off the 200 now pretty much twice. This didn't hit it, but it was very close. So I guess the real question is, will it continue to bounce off the 200? Will it stay above the VWAP? If it can stay above the VWAP, I think that we may have more opportunities here for upward moves. Obviously, there's always opportunities, whether it's long or short, but kind of a minimal day. We did do well yesterday. Unfortunately, it wasn't streamed, but we made 987.50 in the paper side. We made like 275 on our 50K eval and like 66 bucks in our 100K. But we kind of got rid of all that work and effort in the 50K today. 5.9 to 5.7 to 5.3 to 4.8. So make it a nice bounce here, actually. For an entry, I think the entry would be like 32.50. No. Okay, let me in. $5.3 to 4.9. Look for a move up to like 34. Look up just a few there and same top left shoulder, top and mm 5.0 to 4.6. If y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure y'all like, subscribe, ring that bell for noties. It does really help the community grow, but also you'll know when we go online. Trying to get like a little more zoomed in here, but the chart pattern is kind of wonky on. This is just like sideways. What is this momentum? Like 5.0 to 4.4. That's pretty decent. So this never actually hit our fill order. I'm going to drop that down to 33. 4.6 to 4.3. So this was 0.4. This one's currently about 0.4 as well. I'm hesitant to take this move. I want to take a long here in the eval for a move up towards the 35, but I'm hesitant to take it just because every time we go to push up, we get this kind of like push down towards the 200. And if we drop below the 200, I'm kind of scared that we're gonna get one of these big dumps, like one of these big crashes if we get below that 200 moving average, which is right there at 30. So I'd be looking really at 30 as being sort of the line in the sand. And you can see it's pulling back pretty heavily. 4.6 to 4.2 to 4.0 on the TTM, but that's not going to mean much if we drop below the 200 moving average. We did pull back to the 200, which is getting some bounce now. The volume's kind of slowed down some as we approach the lunch hour. So that is something to be considerate of. $4.2 to 3.9, so 4.6 to 4.2 to 3.9 to 3.8, 3.7 ish. So probably gonna need to cut this trade. This one in the paper side. Gratefully, it's on paper. 4.2 to 3.9 to 3.6. Nine is still below 12. 26 is still above 35. I may look for the confirmation there, but I am very tempted to take a move up to like 35. What are we measuring? 3.9 to 3.6 to 3.0. That's pretty good. Going to the bid here.
Order filled.
Got the entry at 32, and I'm looking to get out at 32.75. $32.50 is kind of a struggling there. No, don't go that way. We're one tick too high, I think. We did hit 32.50. I'm gonna drop this down to 32.25. Ready to cut this quick if I have to. I'm out.
Order filled.
Oh. So we actually just failed the 100K evaluation. Too bad. It is what it is. I gotta cut that one. That's too bad. No, I'm sorry too. It is what it is. It's just part of the process, and we actually failed this evaluation far faster than any of the other ones that we failed in a very long time. Like, I don't think we failed this fast since like what, September? This has been a while. Yeah, they are very much on sale. In fact, actually, guys, if you would like to earn funding in the futures market, now I'm, because Elite Trader Funding is offering 65% off right now, and a BOGO, so you can actually pick up two identical plans. You get the deal for the BOGO after you pick up the first plan. And they're pretty clear on how it works. Basically, you get 65% off both plans for life, but the second plan you get for free for the first month. It's a pretty awesome deal, honestly. But you can use the link in the description and promo code JSBEST if you yourself would like to attempt to earn funding in the futures market. You can earn funding as low as $10,000 and as high as $300K. So you can trade with the equity of an entire house if you want to. Me personally, I'm working on the 50K evaluation, and I'm working on the 100K static evaluation, which you guys just saw me fail. And you know what? That's another thing too. I'm very transparent about this stuff. Whether I win, I lose, I fail, all those things. This is a process and it's a journey, and I invite you guys to join me on that journey. That's the whole part of this. But they also have a couple new plans as well. They got the Diamond Hands evaluation. They got the 150K static evaluation, came out this year in 23. This allows you 4 contracts in the mini. Right now, everything is 65% off that you see here. So if it's 300, it goes down. You just take whatever it is and multiply it by 0.35, and that $300 goes down to 105 bucks. That'll get you access to 150K static evaluation with a $1,250 drawdown. Or like the 50K that I'm working on, you can get for $57.75. With a 75K, you can get for $64 and some change. Just make sure that whatever plan you decide, that you click the See More Details link so that you understand exactly how the evaluation works, how to qualify, all those types of things. They are very transparent, just like I am. It's one of the reasons I really like these guys. And the other reason why I really like them as well is that they allow you to use a lot of different softwares. They give you access to NinjaTrader, Trade-of-8, TradingView, and Rhythmic. Anything in the Rhythmic network you can use, but they do provide license key to NinjaTrader or Trade-of-8. I don't know if they do for TradingView, but they do give me the option to select it when I check out. And I think TradingView is one of the best ones out there. So yeah, guys. Make sure that y'all check them out if you would like to earn funding in the futures market. These guys, in my opinion, are the place to be. They are young, they're scrappy, they think outside the box. They don't just have one plan style of the end of the day drawdown like most of the bigger and older prop firms. So they have a lot of different evaluation styles to fit you, whatever your trade style is. And I think that's really awesome about them. So make sure y'all check them out. There is a link in the description, and the promo code is JSBEST. JSBEST. That'll give you the best deal on it. That's that 65% off for life. I think I'm looking to potentially shut down the stream here on the day. There's that pop. This was the move I was looking for in that 100K. Mother ucker. I didn't swear. Try not to. 2.9 to 2.5 to 2.1. Let's see, 3150 on the board there. Look at taking that there. Am I in the 50K? Yeah. Okay.
Order filled.
So I'm in the bid on 31 on the 50K account. I'm looking to get out of 3175.
Order filled.
All right, we got that one. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and shut her down on the day. Thank you guys so much. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing you guys here tomorrow at 7:30 Pacific. That's 10:30 Eastern time. We do this Monday through Friday. And if we do have some sort of vacation or break or some sort of reason why we won't be streaming, we usually let you guys know ahead of time. So that's it, guys. We love and appreciate you. Thank you very much, Pawn, Tiny, and everybody else who's been viewing on the day. Please like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It does really help the channel grow. It helps out far more than you guys might think it does. Yeah, that's it, guys. Love and appreciate you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. Peace. Oh, yeah. Join our Discord community so that you can see our results on the day and also work with awesome people. All right. Now, peace.